In today's video, we're prepping the house for the summer holidays. We're restocking and reorganising the fridge and cupboards, and doing a few odd jobs just to get ahead of everything. Ready for the chaos that's about to ensue. It's good chaos though. But I think we can all admit when the kids are home 24/7, the mess can pile up. So yeah, if you've got some summer holiday prep to do, or just some general cleaning, allow me to be your body double, and I hope you enjoy the video. It's the week before the summer holidays and I need to sort out this disaster of a fridge, ready for my eldest who's going to be asking for snacks every 5 minutes. And right now you can't see where anything is because in true Remy form I've just smushed everything in, rather than removing old packets and checking dates on things. Superb. Before I can clean the fridge, I need to get rid of the pots, so let's do that first. I won't bore you with that process because you've seen it a million times before. Who's looking forward to the summer holidays then? I actually genuinely am. I love when my babies are home. But I know some people absolutely dread it. The thing I'm looking forward to most, aside from spending more time with my kids, obviously, is not having to get up and do the school runs. School runs drain the life out of me. Let's just ignore the fact that I couldn't take those 2 shelves off. And don't panic, we've not drunk water out of that water dispenser since we got it because I couldn't figure out how to take it out. Charlie got home later on and showed me that it actually is very easy, so I'll do it next time. Anyway, on to washing the fridge drawers. I find this so soothing. Anything where you can just lather up bubbles, love it. Check out those beautiful sweet peas next to me, they're from my mum's allotment. I absolutely love having a mum who loves to garden, because she gives me loads of unique flowers that you can't really pick up in the supermarkets. And not to mention all the lovely fruit and vegetables. She's actually thinking of starting her own allotment TikTok, but she was telling me she doesn't know how to go about it. So if there's anyone here who likes to watch gardening or allotment type thingies, have you got any advice? What kind of things can she film and how should she film it? I only really know about what I do, which is speed cleaning. And obviously my experience wouldn't translate that well to something that's more slow paced and you know what I mean? It's just a different vibe. Anyway, onto the inside of the fridge, which by my standards is very clean, and I'm very chuffed I've managed to keep it this way. If you've been following long enough to remember my old fridge, you'll know what I'm talking about. Remember it had permanent pen marks all over the outside of it? Yeah. As much as I loved that it was a place for my kids to be creative, I'm glad it's gone. It was just a blur of smudgy marks by the end. But yeah, summer holidays. So my plan is we're going to have a screen-free 6 weeks, or limit it as much as possible, aside from the odd movie night, because I just want to strip it all back to basics and really make the most of the time we have together. I'm very aware that my 8-year-old especially is growing up fast, and these opportunities to spend summer together as a family are so precious, and I just want to use this time to bond and make memories. That's the fridge done. But yeah, we have a rule in this house for my 8-year-old when it comes to screen time. And that's once we've had dinner and he gets his chore for the day done, he gets either an hour on his VR or YouTube or on his Nintendo, whatever it is he chooses. And I thought this was a good way to regulate the screen time, but still not keep him separate from the world we live in. Because as much as we hate to admit it, and we sometimes wish things were the way they were when we were kids, things are the way they are now with technology, and kids bond together through that. So in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, to cut them off completely would be limiting them and cutting them off from some of their friends. So I'm not against screens and consoles, but I do think they can become a problem, and I think they're addictive. And it's really noticeable in children when they've had too much of it. I've noticed that in my children anyway. When my son's had too much of it, he's cranky, he doesn't want to talk about anything else. It's horrible. It's difficult parenting in this day and age, it really is, knowing what's the right thing to do and trying not to mess them up for their future. Times are changing so fast and I think we're all just doing the best we can. But while it's the summer holidays and it's not as important for him to know all of the new game updates and that kind of stuff, I really want to make a conscious effort to get us out and doing things like baking and swimming, exploring in nature and having family game nights. I just want to make it a summer we'll all look back on and treasure. Anyway, what started out as a fridge clean turned into me reorganising the entire kitchen, which to be fair, it did need, and I thought it's better to get ahead of it before both kids are home all day. As you can see, the windows were completely filthy, And it's because we had the paddling pool out right below them and the kids were splashing water everywhere. I didn't know water could stain windows in that way, but apparently it can. Anyway, this summer, I think we're going to go and stay at Cromer Beach for a few nights. Since me and Charlie got together, we've tried to stay at a different seaside town every summer. So we've been to Scarborough, Tenby, we went to Menorca last year, we're going to Whitby in October. So yeah, Cromer Beach. I don't know what it's like. Oh, and we went to Cornwall as well. Ignore my ridiculous facial expressions, by the way. It was very bright. But look how lovely my garden's looking behind me. It actually looks like a genuine garden now. I'm so chuffed with it. We have a new baby stick insect, by the way. That's what that pot was on the windowsill. Hatched the other week, right after I got rid of the big tank because I thought none of them were going to hatch. So that's brilliant. They're expensive, those tanks are as well. So right now, it's home's one of Ike's old slime tubs. Never mind, eh? I'm just hoping one more hatches so it's got a friend. I don't think stick insects really care about that kind of thing, but in my head, they do. Anyway, next I moved on to the side of the kitchen that always gets cluttered up the most. Irritates the life out of me, but I still haven't figured out how to stop it from happening. Then I gave the dog bed a quick hoover. I really need to invest in one of those scraping tools because the hoover just attaches itself and it's really unnecessarily difficult. Anyway, speaking of clutter, we've been thinking about knocking down that little wall under the stairs and transforming it into like a storage space or some shelves. Of course, we'd need to get permission first, but I am sick of having the mop lying around, the hoover lying around, and it's because we just can't fit the shoes and coats and bags and the cleaning appliances all in that tiny little storage cupboard we have. My absolute dream, if we ever get a house of our own, is a laundry room where I can put the washing machine, dry the clothes, store all of the cleaning stuff. I only have a few requirements for my dream house. I don't want anything massive. I just want a laundry room and I want those glass doors that open up into the garden so I can sit in the house and watch the kids play and know they're safe. That's it. Not complaining about the place we do have though. We're very lucky to be here. We've got a lovely garden now for the kids to play in. It's just we struggle for storage space, that's all. Anyway, next I wanted to get the sink looking sparkly. Loads of people have been commenting on my lack of a draining board, and it's because I had a tantrum and got rid of it, over storage space yet again. I felt like it was ugly and it was cluttering up the kitchen, and I didn't want it to be out all of the time, but I had nowhere to put it when we weren't using it. Really impulsive and silly decision, but I don't want to get another one. I like the way it looks when it's all shiny and clean. Anyway, last but not least, while everybody's out, I needed to sort this floor. The floor is constantly covered in sand and mud now since we got the sandpit. Bit of baby bell there. But I've got my trusty scrubbing brush. Always does the trick. It's funny though, because since we got it, although the floors still get mucky daily, that's just inevitable with kids and pets. The amount of dirt I can squeegee up with it is nowhere near what it was when I first got it, because the dirt doesn't get ingrained in the ridges of the floor anymore. I used to have a sponge mop before this, but now I have this scrubbing brush and then this spin mop. Bittersweet really, because it's so satisfying scraping up all the muddy water. Anyway, it was getting late and I wanted to have a chill before bed. I've started watching Emily in Paris and I'm not sure how I feel about it yet. I'm a few episodes in, so I still need to give it a chance, but I'm not sure. Anyway, all cosy. Let's get some jobs done around the house, starting with this cupboard. I thought the best plan of action was to just get everything out and lay it on the floor so I know what I'm dealing with. And yes, that was a bag of mouldy potatoes, by the way. They'd gotten hidden under everything. In my defence, though, any bag of potatoes I've left in the past just started growing roots. They never went mouldy. And I've since learned that mouldy potatoes smell like fish, so I won't be doing that again. It's usually Charlie's job to maintain this cupboard and the fridge because I am a nightmare for just smushing everything in. But he's been on so many early shifts over the past 10 days, he's just exhausted, so it's down to me. That's disgusting. I've said this in previous videos, but this cupboard never looks clean even after I've cleaned it. Whatever material it's made of just gets stained and permeated really easily. Anyway, now it's time to give the drawers a little clean. I bought this one to store crisps in so all of the flavours are visible to the kids. And that's going to be extra handy now it's the summer holidays. I think it's day 3 of the summer holidays here and there's almost nothing left in the fridge already. They're like a plague of locusts. And before someone pipes up, because I know they will. No, of course my kids don't just live on crisps and chocolate, but we do have a variety of all sorts of food in the house, because I feel like demonising certain types of food just leads to unhealthy relationships with them in adulthood. So yeah, we do have a few shelves in the cupboard dedicated just to snacks. Anyway, after getting over my annoyance that Charlie put the cereal in the packaging in the airtight containers, what's the point in buying airtight containers? It was time to clean up mouldy potato juice. I'm acting like it isn't my fault. I saw this TikTok the other day of this woman, and she'd shown the side of her boyfriend's bed, so they'd each got like a floor space either side of the bed. And on his side it was like a few socks on the floor and a belt. And she was saying, oh, I'm so sick of this, the laundry basket's just there. And then she pans over to her side of the bed and you can't see the floor. And I thought, yeah, I do the exact same thing. I will get infuriated at Charlie for doing things that I do regularly. Obviously I don't take it out on him, but I'm seething inside. Double standards. What a hypocrite. It's when I've done a massive house clean though, and all the surfaces are clear and everything looks lovely, and then he comes in and just starts putting things on the side, and I'm side-eyeing him like, "Ugh, how dare you do this to me?" Just had to clean the potato juice off the floor as well, because when I lifted the bag it all started pouring out everywhere. I've got a funny story about potato bags actually. I don't know whether I've told you that one before. But before I tell you that, here's my mum and Ike. Just returned from the allotment and the market with lots of different goodies. All of those peas and berries were grown at my mum's allotment, and then they went to the market and found some cherries, a pomegranate and a dragon fruit. Oh, and this golden kiwi. How amazing is nature? As always, got to clean grubby handprints off the door. And now let me tell you my potato bag story. So my mum has always worn contact lenses since I can remember, and I've always been so fascinated with it. The jelly-like texture of them, how they stick to the eye, everything. And one day we were at my grandma's house. I must have been about 2 or 3, Ike's age. And I was playing in the pantry for whatever reason, and I found a bag of potatoes. And I don't know whether they still do this now. By the way, this will be the most unaesthetically pleasing restock you'll ever see. But yeah, they used to hole punch the plastic bags that the potatoes came in. And I was inspecting this potato bag, and one of the hole punches still had the bit of plastic attached to it. And I thought, with my little toddler brain, this looks like a contact lens. I know what would be a good idea. Let's put that in my eye. It was in fact not a good idea, and all I remember is everyone screaming hysterically because we couldn't get this bit of plastic out of my eye. Anyway, my next task was to repot this plant. Don't ask why I'm doing it on the kitchen side. A lot of things I do don't make sense. But this plant is long overdue a bigger pot, but I haven't wanted to change it because I haven't been able to find one the same colour as the pot I had, and this is the closest I could find. Now, this plant is my best pal, partly because it was gifted to me by my best pal and it was tiny when we got it, but also because it's the only plant I've ever been able to keep alive. We've had it almost 3 years now, and I'm hoping it just grows massive and we can take it with us whenever we move house and I can hand it down to my kids. But yeah, it stopped growing in that old pot, so I'm hoping now it's in a bigger one, it'll start growing again. I'm really not a big fan of what it looks like in this pot at the minute though. It just looks out of proportion and odd. One day I'm hoping it'll be big enough to put into a big pot and stand in the corner. I say all of this without actually researching whether the plant actually grows that big. But I've always been a little bit delusional and I've decided it's going to grow that big, so it will. That's the magic of assumption and confidence. Task 3 out of 4 was to clean this grime off the oven. Charlie cooked the boys sausages this morning while I had a lie-in, and I'm not sure how it managed to get all over the oven, but not complaining about cleaning it up though, because I got to lie in until 12. By the way, I did let the elbow grease sit on it for a while before I started scrubbing. I didn't just spray it and scrub. It was really welded on there though. I need to do a really good deep clean of this oven soon. Not just the hob, but the inside, the door, that's meant to be see-through and it's not. And obviously I periodically clean behind it because of dog hair and food and grime. So I'll do a video of that soon, because I've got some more deep cleans I didn't get to fit into the last deep clean series. I find cleaning the oven really intimidating though, because I want to do a proper deep clean with the products specific for cleaning an oven, but someone told me you have to evacuate the house when you use them. just because of the fumes and the thought of having to get everybody out of the house for a specific amount of time just to clean the oven puts me off cleaning the oven. Just hoovering up all the soil that I spilt everywhere. And then after this, I had one more job I needed to get done. I've been accruing a pile of clothes with really persistent stains. I just saved them all to kind of stain remove in batch, and that way I can put them all into the washing machine at the same time. So first, I had to get rid of these grass stains from mowing the lawn the other day. It's because I was kneeling down cutting some of the edges with scissors. And what I did was I sprayed the stains with Oxy spray, let it sit and gave it a little rub with a microfiber cloth. Waited a while and then went back and did the same thing on each stain. It says on the bottle you're only meant to leave the product on there for 5 minutes max. But I've never found any harm came to the clothes when I've left it a little bit longer. Next, one of Ike's little pumpkin tops got stained with korma sauce. My mum was absolutely fuming at me for this. And yes, we do wear Halloween-themed clothes all year round. So I just repeated the process, and I don't think this is Oxy stain remover, I think it's Pink Stuff stain remover actually. I bought it thinking it was just the general cleaning spray, and then I got home and it was stain remover, but it's worked really well. All the bottles just look the same. That's on me for not paying attention, isn't it really? Last thing I needed to do was this pillowcase. Someone thought it was a canvas apparently. It was so satisfying to clean though, the stains just melted away. And look, I'm not a parent that gets overly upset by things like this, pen marks on the walls or pillowcases. My house is kind of set up for toddlers right now. The walls can be painted, the pillowcases are old. And this phase of life won't last forever, so I'm just enjoying it and trying to be as chilled as possible. That's not to say I don't correct inappropriate behaviour, I just don't get stressed out about it. Anyway, so what I did next was rinse the stain remover off with cold water. After that, I left them all to soak with the Oxy granules in a bucket for an hour. And that was Oxy, not Pink Stuff. And that was with hot water. After that, they got whacked into the washing machine. I already had some other clothes in there waiting. I obviously wasn't going to just wash 3 items in the washing machine. And here is what they looked like after they dried. Well chuffed with myself. My mum was adamant I wasn't going to get that turmeric stain out of Ike's top. Wrong. And yeah, thank you for joining me on my day of odd jobs. I'm feeling very accomplished, and I hope it gave you some motivation.